Hello, everyone. We are live. My name is Eva Simone with Embodiment is Everything. And I was supposed to be on at 6 p.m. and I had some technical difficulties and I wanted to still get on because this message is so important. I'm in my car. I purchased this Porsche for a reason. Um, I feel contained and relaxed right now. So I want to take the time and talk about what we don't really talk about. The title of this video, this live, is Why Some Women Never Stop Seducing Life and Life Seduces Them Back. I'm in the low country. There is water all around me. And I plan to do this live in another place, but things happen as they happen. And that's where we want to start. How life gets to seduce you back when you open yourself to possibility even when things are getting a little haywire. Life tastes way better over here. There was a time where I was so exhausted and so frustrated and in the energy of constantly going and never giving myself enough time to feel life and to allow life to come through me. When I started to feel life by being present with the moment, even when things would go a little crazy, I started to become more alive in the moment. So, we're going to talk about how life becomes so much better over here. All right, let me get my notes out. This is embodiment. There's so many times we as women, we are stuck in our heads. And when things like this happen, we don't know how to transition to that next thing and feel alive and let life touch us right then and there. So let's begin. The things that I want to talk about here. We women, especially the ones that are movers and shakers, like myself, when we are constantly stuck in our heads, we can enter something that's called sophisticated abandonment. Many high achieving women become overly managed because they have known and have become very good at managing their lives so well. But what has happened when that happens is they become emotionally beige. Yes, I have on beige today, but they become emotionally beige because they've lost the ability to feel in the moment. They have the beautiful homes, the gorgeous cars, the lovely vacation. Life looks so good on the outside. But on the inside, they don't feel anything. They are experiencing emotional flatness. I remember when it hit me that way. I was numb. I didn't know that, oh my goodness, I don't feel anything. And it wasn't until I really took a look at myself and to figure out where I was in life and why I wasn't feeling anything, life started to change. And I see that we have 8 people on this live. Comment and let me know if there's any questions that you have as we talk about what it is like to let life seduce you because you're open and available to life handing you all of the beauty that it can handle. It can handle you, hand to you. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about, many of us desire to feel alive and we desire to feel chosen by life. But what happens is, and this is huge for so many of us women, we secretly want these things, but inside we are feeling emotionally overlooked. We are feeling emotionally underfed. We're feeling emotionally untouched. We are feeling emotionally postponed. We are even feeling emotionally done. And when that happens, we feel emotionally beige. And when a woman gets to a place where she's feeling emotionally beige, the aliveness of her life goes very dim. And it starts to happen very slowly. It's not like one day you wake up and your life is dim. It's like little things over time, you start to abandon yourself. Hello, Allison Heck. Hi. Is that Allison Heck D9H? Hello. I am in the low country talking to you, my friend. So when we are feeling emotionally beige as women, it starts to creep up on us. So let's talk more about what happens. So it's really painful. You find out like, gosh, I have the money, I have the career, I have the lifestyle. But on the inside, you're like, there's no heartbeat to me. Hello, I have how is it there? Oh, it's really beautiful here where I'm at. It stopped raining, so it's nice outside, but it got a little crazy earlier. My YouTube live went crazy, so I am doing a different one. So thank you for coming. So, the number one thing I want you to think about when you are feeling emotionally beige on the inside, it looks like this. My life looks beautiful, but I don't fully feel anything on the inside. And this is a deep wound for many women because we've we have we've succeeded. We have the success. We've done the things that says yes to life. Many of us have the success, the money, we have great taste, we have beautiful environments, we are sophisticated, but we are abandoning ourselves, and it's called sophisticated abandonment. It's when you've checked off all of the boxes and you're like, I just don't feel like there's any juiciness to me. So, what happens when this goes on? You become admired. Hello. I can't pronounce that one, but I see that you're on too. Maunogamenerohft. Hello and welcome. So you feel disconnected, you feel untouched, you feel like life doesn't really get to you. Life is not touching you the way that it should touch you. And that is a problem because women, when we have stepped into our aliveness, you start to feel a totally different way. And when you feel a totally different way, you can pull over and sit in your car and do a live and feel alive doing it. But when you don't feel good on the inside, you start to feel like, oh, it has to be perfect. It has to go exactly how I want it. And that starts to take your juiciness and your allure for being alive. The next thing, we start to feel tired of feeling responsible. Feeling responsible all the time. We are carrying everything, we're organizing everything, we're managing everything, we are over functioning, and we are holding emotional labor. And it's really dragging us down. In order to be seduced by life, you got to be have enough space in your body to even feel when you are overloaded in a way that doesn't feel natural. Many of us have held this energy for so long of holding it all together and being responsible and secretly being tired, we don't even realize that we're not having the juicy life that we intend on having when we accumulated all of the things. I remember when I started to really succeed at life and I was like, why do I feel so empty? Why do I feel so disconnected from the thing that I so desperately wanted? And it was because I had shut off all of my emotions and became stuck in my head and never feeling life fully. Do you know what it's like to be on vacation or with your family and you feel nothing? That is what's happening to so many of us women, especially women who are affluent, high achievers, who have the capacity to hold so much. The next thing, You become a manager to everybody, to everything. Many women miss the opportunity of feeling like women. We we become managers instead of feeling alive in our bodies. And that takes away the beautiful juiciness of being alive. When you are alive, you don't lower yourself or allow your needs to be lost, disrespected. You don't allow yourself to disconnect from yourself. So you have to be able to open up to possibility and say, what would life look like if I totally ignored nonsense and really stepped into my own power? It's a whole different energy of aliveness. Many women are constantly emotionally managing everything. When we are when we are hyper and capable, we miss the opportunity of leaning back into our own power. So I ask you, the participants that are on, when you really shut out the noise, when you stop participating in things that are not aligned to you, you start to embody a whole different reality of living, of life, of being in the moment. And when you do, you life seduces you back because you're available for the power of you. And that is feminine power. Feminine power is having the space to feel life again, to feel alive again. So when you don't have the space and when you shut yourself off from the flow of life coming into you, you miss your softness. You miss playing. You miss the flirtation of life. You miss your emotional richness. To me, there's nothing worse than a woman being disconnected from her sensuality and her play. When a woman has the beautiful embodiment of being in her body and connected to her body, she plays on a different level. And that's what aliveness does. Aliveness brings you back into yourself. And when you're back into yourself, it's this juiciness of being in your life, your body, your pleasure, your opportunity for you to be you in the fullest way. Life seduces you back because you're available for it. But if you're constantly over managing and hoping and then muting yourself and not allowing yourself to be fully available to what's available to you, then you miss your aliveness. The next thing that women and high achievers and affluent women deal with is they feel emotionally edited. I can't say that, or they're not going to like me if I say that, or this is how I really feel, but I won't say it because I will be judged for it. When you're stepping into your power, you don't care. You don't care that people are not connected to what you're saying. You don't care that people are not aligned to what you're saying because you are aligned to yourself. When we edit ourselves, trying to we're constantly trying to embody the temperature of the room. And the room is not you. The room is the room sometimes themselves are needing a reality check of what is right for even for them. So this is massive when a woman is constantly editing herself and not speaking from her truth. I see some new people that are on. Hello, everyone. Women tone themselves down. Women soften their opinions. We self manage constantly, afraid of what is going to be said about us or how we're going to be judged. We become emotionally appropriate when we should just be true to who we are. When you are fully alive, it just rolls off your back because you are allowing yourself to be fully in your own power. And when you're in your own power, you're self-sourced. It's a whole different ballgame when you're self-sourced. You're not waiting on outside validation for any of it because you're coming from your own truth. And when you become socially acceptable and not in your truth, immediately you're becoming emotionally muted. And when you're becoming emotionally muted, it's a slow disruption to your own aliveness. And many women go years disrupting their aliveness. And they don't even know it's happening because it's something that happens over time. And when I first started to realize what was going on with me and becoming emotionally beige, I was really shocked by it. I had lost the color of my life. And that's what we want to stop. Aliveness changes all of that. Another thing that I notice is that when we become emotionally beige, we secretly want more life than we have. But we are so uncomfortable saying that we want more life. This one is potent because many of us have done great things. Many of us have checked off all of the boxes and made the money and have shown up in a way that is powerful. So we feel ungrateful for saying that we expect more. But that is the only way that you can get more. That is the only way that you can shift your life out of being emotionally beige. It is your birthright to have a different experience in life. Just because a group of people is they're doing it one way does not mean that your way is not the way that you should be doing it. Sometimes you have to separate from the pack in order to stand in your own power. When you don't express yourself, you're secretly craving a whole different reality. You could be craving richness. You could re, you could be craving a relationship that you're not getting. But if you don't step up and say what it is that you're craving, your liveness will diminish. So many of us are doom scrolling and watching television all day and not speaking our truths and sitting alone and just being disappointed with how quiet life has become, how quiet and solemn life has become. We created something that's called alive, and alive is for the select few who are saying they're done. They're done with life being beige. They're done with um, settling for less in their own lives. To be able to walk around every day and to realize that you're trapped in your own life, you're trapped in numbness, you're trapped in not feeling is a problem. And I say all the time, this is an epidemic for high achieving women, for affluent women, for women who are saying, I have it all, but there's something wrong. And the part that is wrong is they've lost their ability to feel. And when you lose your ability to feel, it is emotional flatlining. And that to me is, it's like you're just losing your soul. Women crave something different, and it's time for that something different. This is the elegance that I want women to understand. It's okay to want more. It's okay to stand in your power and say, this doesn't work. Like me being in the low country right now in my Porsche, feeling so alive just sitting in my car on this YouTube live. I had many choices, but I said, I'm here now for this. And I allow this to be the support, the nourishment that I'm going to need now. When we're stuck in our heads, we don't know how to shift in the moment. And then what happens, we secretly feel disappointed and we don't allow anything else. Sometimes when women are secretly craving something else, they feel like they don't have a desire for life. They don't feel the desire for life anymore. And when that happens, it's almost as if they shut off all possibility for something different. When you no longer feel desired by life, romantically, by opportunities, by beauty, by surprise, by play, by synchronicity, sensuality, just being able to be in the possibility of life, you're shutting off your ability to feel something different. We sometimes wonder why we are constantly talking about the same thing, doing the same thing, and nothing ever changes. It's because we've not giving ourselves the room for something different. So when we women feel that way, life starts shutting down. But we want to go the opposite direction. We want life to start choosing you again for connection, choosing you again for vibrancy, choosing you again and seducing you again in the moment. That's where life becomes this beautiful unfolding for you. Get out of your head and drop into your body. That's true embodiment. That's the feeling of being delicious and alive. Knowing that you get to choose you. You don't get to wait around for anyone to say that your life can be different. You get to choose you. The next one is I don't want to become harder to feel powerful. A lot of women are afraid of being soft because softness doesn't feel safe. But I had to pull back and step into my softness for softness to really take hold. And when the softness happened, my nervous system started to really relax. I had no idea for all the years that I had, I was so powerful and moving forward with such force and such vigor that my nervous system had gotten all tangled up. And I'd worked in New York for many years, so my New York had really changed my nervous system. So when I started to calm down, slow down, and soften, I realized, like, oh, my life gets to be so much easier because I'm not forcing my way through things. So many women become guarded when they have overmanaged themselves. They become more controlled because they're afraid of allowing something different in. But because they've done life this way for so long, they become emotionally restricted and then they become defended. And that causes all kind of problems for when you're wanting something different in your life. When you are sophisticated and you are abandoning yourself at the same time, you shut off all possibility because now you're afraid of making a mistake. So you hold on to what was, even though you're secretly suffering. There is another way. And that way happens when you are ready to say enough. Enough of how it was and change into what it can be. And that's what Alive does. Alive brings you back into your body of possibility. It doesn't change you as a person. You don't need to become a different person. But what you need to do is, for yourself, is allow something different. Many women secretly want to feel magnetic. They want to feel magnetic again. They want to feel radiant. They want to feel sexy. They want to feel present. They want to feel emotionally alive. And that is good. I have I make sure that I am embodied exactly how I want to be as soon as I wake up. Because if you don't, the mind starts to take over and you will lose your beautiful magnetism. Recently, I was a place and I felt so alive, and something said, in this moment, go deeper into your body, go deeper into your practice. And friends, immediately I went deeper into my body. I allowed my body, my wrists, my arms, and everything to be connected to the moment. And I started to feel so beautiful on the inside, so delicious as a woman, even more sexy than I had been in the past. Because my embodiment became deeper because I had even more space. At a moment in time, when you have done your embodiment and your practice, you start to open space. And when that space opens, you feel more alive. And that aliveness is what shifts everyone, what shifts you in the moment. It is so beautiful here. I'm so excited about being in the low country. People are walking around and taking photos. It's just so sweet here. The next thing I want you to understand as a powerful woman, do not allow the rest of your life to be in the energy of flatness. When you are constantly flatlining, don't allow your truth to come through, you become predictable. You become emotionally flattened. You become managed. And when that happens, you start to slowly fade. You start to slowly fade emotionally. And that's not where you want to be with your life. It's not. The reason why s- so many women are able to be seduced by life and not all is because those women, like myself, we are available for life. We are available for the moment. Like this moment right now, me being in my beautiful car and the water is right in front of me and I get to enjoy it, even though things were a little crazy earlier. I was available for life to seduce me back when things weren't going as I thought. When you are available for life, you are not so tied to composure. You're able to shift in the moment. You're not so tied to thinking of everyone else and not thinking of yourself. You're able to be present when it needs to be present. Hello to all the people that are coming on. Hello. My name is Eva Simone with Embodiment is Everything. We are talking about why some women, like myself, are able to be are open and available to being seduced by life, and then they expect life to seduce them back. Embodiment, when you are deep in your body, this is what happens. You allow life to meet you exactly where you are, and you're okay when things shift and change. Don't be afraid of having emotions. Don't be afraid of desire. Don't be afraid of your truth, because your truth is what changes everything for you. And that's where it counts. Ladies, our embodiment, embodiment experience alive is now available. When you purchase now, you are purchasing as a founder. You are purchasing as a person who is getting in early on the opportunity to shift and change your life. We will leave information in the description box. I thank all of you for coming on and for being patient as I work this YouTube live and shift and change in the moment. It's been fun. Thank you so much, and I look forward to our next live together. Be well. Bye.